in the right-hand side needs to be taken care of. There's a huge mute, but it's not going to be enough for Tribe Gaming. We are going the distance. This is how March is going to be decided in North America. And then Patchy again, walking away. I'm sure this time around feeling a lot different about the situation. He's pumped.
That's right, no, he's left his drink in the other room. That's the problem. He's now gone and got himself a new cup, and he's going to drain that one too. More than happy to play on the full bladder.
Muy bien jugado, muy bien jugado.
That's what I'm saying. See, Patchy walking away doesn't necessarily mean tilting. Getting drinks ordered, potentially relieving himself. So many reasons to leave that room.
After his first ever reverse sweep, can Patchy get a second one in the same monthly final? We're gonna find out in the next set. Really well played from Only Realm. It looked like Tribe Gaming had everything under control in that game number 1. Played super well, RBM to finish off the save in the last seconds. What did Only Realm do better in game number 2 and 3?
They defended. They stopped trying to race against this Daryl, and they left a brawler back on their side of the map. And it didn't matter if it was the Bell or any other brawler, really. The 8-bit was also quite reasonable because it soaked the shots in from the Daryl and also intercepted them halfway through. But if RBN's able to do this all the time, then it's hard to keep up with the Daryl.
I'm just amazed at how many match points we are seeing Tribe Gaming struggle with. You know, there was 2 in that game. There's definitely 3, maybe even 4 total match points that have been defended off here. And the more that happens, the more power to Only Realm. We're going to the 5th and final set. You know, you gotta feel like at that stage, they can continue to do the 17 kills for Bobby is absolutely wild when you think about how Bell is designed. It's not the most powerful of brawlers, doesn't pack the biggest of punches, but he's really just clearing up all the scraps. Luffy on 15 as well. Really good game for him, but it is really Only Realm that have just got all the wind in their sails at this stage.
We do still have RBM there with the most safe damage, over 100,000 damage points. But it wasn't enough still versus Only Realm. And in the end, if it's Pierce or if it's Bell in Bobby's hands, all of these snipers just become super, super fearful. 17 kills on him. In the end, I think they picked up Bell to actually make that 8-bit Bell comp complete. And it worked out better today than yesterday, Uber.
Honestly, like, I almost forgot there was a Kaze in the game. And not that Sands wasn't having an impact, it's that it was more subtle and harder to see. He was literally throwing his Bandstorm with the safe every time it was available. There was one sequence of play where he hypercharged.
Sí, vamos a hacer sorteo, sí, claro.
1,300 per shot. He ends up getting like 7k, 70k damage on the safe rather, which is quite immense. So credit to him, quiet achiever in that game on the Kaze, but really stepping up.
We're now heading over to Shooting Star. We are on Bounty, and we just talked about how strong Bobby is on these snipers. Bounty usually want to play those. At the same time, we do have Luffy on the other side, and we did see him pop off earlier on that Piper as well.
Nanny band, good to see. Kaze, Crow, Mina as well, Jean, Bell. Pretty good bands for me for the most part here. Potentially 8-bit could come in North America. I'm not too opposed to it. Honestly, Angelo I think would be a good starting hand in this mid too.
Breathe in
as
the
well, try to fill in like that.
Angelo.
So from me, Jae-Young as well definitely could have an ability to bring some speed in and maneuver things around. There's some dangerous comps in this kind of map, and you know, Mortis could still be an option. Gus, a very safe pair of hands that I wouldn't mind seeing here from Only Realm.
Would Only Realm opt out of a sharpshooter duel? Obviously, they're dealing with the, you know, one of the strongest in the game, but you could go Jae-Young Pierce on this rotation, I guess, and then try and end with a Gus or something similar. But for me, like, seeing Nanny Bell ban is alarm bells. It means they're going to pick Angelo and they're trying to deny your, like, good control.
Balls close, punk.
There comes the Pierce now, finally back in Only Realm's hands. One of their most picked brawlers over all of the maps. Bobby probably going to be on that brawler. Luffy probably going to stick to Angelo. So there we have that sniper duel. Leon is going to take that mid control for the side of Only Realm. Left hand side now. Are they still going to opt for a thrower? Probably not into Leon. So what else could it be? Sometimes we do see a call just to pick up that blue star, but Mortis, for example, would take that over a lot more commonly.
Enjoy
He's
your
banned out,
treat.
so I don't know
Byron.
how many of those assassins you still have
L8 bit.
available. They're going to opt completely out of assassins, and there's that 8-bit that you spoke about, a brawler that we only ever really see on a map like this one in NA.
It's a good pick. I don't genuinely mind it. It's definitely one that's going to struggle in terms of mobility, and that's where we could see Only Realm here and potentially overthrow of aggression. And you know, it's tough to make work in the when you're in the back spawn side, but the damage booster, does help you hunker down, does help you defend against that kind of situation. Sprout from Only Realm will come through, and this just got super interesting.
I mean, for me, this is crazy. I was wondering if it would be a buster pick here, like something that was generally designed to shut down these sharpshooters, and this is what Sprout does very effectively. You cut off the long sight lines. You're a thrower, of course, so you yourself are going to benefit from those hedges getting thrown in. And you also are going to let the Leon get up close into that effective range. Not to mention, of course, that Pierce can hit you from behind those walls. Sprout is an insane pick. Like, generally, absolutely bonkers. We just don't see that pick anymore, and for a good reason. Can Only Realm roll back the years, though, and make it look good? The Lollipop drop gives a free blue star, so that's a good start for Only Realm, at least.
Diego Gamer using the water to just juke around those Sprout shots.
Siento que tienen un poco de ventaja porque Angelo puede pasar sobre el agua, pero ahorita vamos a ver porque León también es más rápido, así que no sé.
Okay, well, we knew Diego was going to jump away there. Nicely done by Patchy and Sands here. I'm saying this Sprout is getting worked on. There's not even a hedge available, which is huge. So the fact that, Sands can cut off this main diagonal now and essentially deny most of the map.
Si los encierra, valieron más.
You can still leave your peers to play the left side lane like they're doing here. But yeah, you can transplant the heads back and use it again later.
Ya llevan 6.
Hit to the wall isn't great. Need to see a bit more of a supporting role from this Byron pick. And already, we are seeing again Only Realm being pushed back, but this Invis now, as the nail goes pushing the top left-hand side from Patchy, is still quite dangerous. Now goes into the Invis, and just potentially looking to find Diego Gamer there, as it's still an lead extending in favor of Only Realm.
Didn't imagine that. I mean, Only Realm winning a monthly final with Sprout.
También el 8-bit es muy bueno presionando, así que pues no los deja acercarse mucho.
Would be legendary. So far, they're off to a great start here. It's quite clear that Diego Gamer's not getting the best of sightlines. Bobby's very low here.
8 por delante.
So not the end of the world if he were to fall. There is a hypercharge hedge that RBM actually has to respect, and Luther is quite low here. Only Realm defending really nicely.
Patchy using the helping hand of that lollipop drop. RBM TPing forwards as well, but it's too much of a lead surely here for Only Realm. RBM Sat just bumps a wall there as well, just to make sure that the message is heard loud and clear. Only Realm are doing it. This is in full motion. The second time today, no less, for them.
Oh, it's so amazing. My goat just hedges himself into the corner of the map, knows that he's holding on to stars that cannot be taken away from him. Behind all of this, though, it's Pierce popping off yet again. Bobby's up against basically every sharpshooter that isn't banned and is dishing out some serious damage, and it's that lollipop drop gadget that I think is a huge component of the success he's able to generate.
Big kills early on to allow Diego Gaming to get into position here. Only Realm going very far back into the spawn at the moment, though. Big taps into Bobby. Patchy's pinched here as well. Oh, he put the lollipop drop down there to try to tank for himself, but didn't quite work out. So at least hands over to Tribe, and of course that blue star.
Okay, Patchy's back quickly enough, but yeah, that blue star loss is going to hurt. Now I have to see how Only Realm's composition looks on attack. Head to get him into the map. Sands just needs to make a little bit of space, but there's multiple diagonals that this Sprout has.
Están presionando un poquito más esta vez.
Damage being done.
Los iré muy abajo.
So Only Realm need to be careful now not to overextend too far, and I'm looking at Patchy here.
I'm thinking of Bobby as well, getting some really nice shots from his right-hand side, and RBM's going to need these hills, as is Diego Gamer, big smash as well. Sands low as left-hand side, but that's a great idea from Diego Gamer to get behind this, trying to pinch it out, but Patchy there as well. Support is there. Only Realm able to get some kills, but still a boost star now traded over, though, and that takedown from Bobby into Luffy.
Just sick Pierce super that comes out. Bobby again just consistently putting damage out.
Así que pues lleva ventaja.
Now, Tribe Gaming have to charge back into the map, and they've got to try and figure out where Patchy is, for example, as he dances amongst his lollipop drop. Good damage on Diego now, who won't be able to heal until he stops firing unless he uses that super, which he must do now. Luffy collapsed. Patchy able to collapse. Can he dodge these shots coming in? No, it's a trade back, but Only Realm still maintain that 2-star lead, and RBM can't push up past that hedge. Sands simply transplants it yet again.
Just 2 stars in and now, 15 seconds left on the clock, and Tribe have got to go quite rapidly now with the hypercharge. Jacob Gamer gets a nice kill there as well. It's neck and neck with the blue stars still on the side here of Only Realm. Can they hold on for these last final few seconds? Sprout Wall goes down. It's going to force Tribe all the way to the right-hand side.
No, se llevaron.
And Only Realm
Only Realm se la lleva.
reverse sweep. And they
Por
are
11.
your champions of
11
March.
kills.
2 reverse sweeps today for them.
Buenísimo.
Absolutely unreal. They are back in North America.
Oh my God. Patchy cannot believe it, and nor can we. We virtually got maximum Brawl Stars from these guys today, and you better believe that Sans is going to be laughing all the way to the bank. That is absolutely a feather you want in your cap. And finally, Bobby's team gets off to a good start in a BSC year. This is exactly what you want. If you want to feature at Brawl Cup, it's wins like this that are going to get you there. After all this difficulty, finding it all to represent them, just so much faffing about in the preseason, they managed to settle on their roster. Patchy looks well integrated here, and Sans gets to complete the dub with the Sprout pick. What more could you ask for?
In amongst the multiverse, this is that one instance where Bobby gets a good start to the year. Who would have thought that we would have found it?
2026 is their year. It looks like it. Top 4 last month. Now they come out on top with a double reverse sweep. And yeah, that's a pretty interesting story. NA truly delivered today.
I mean, I'm blown away, really. Tribe, though, I feel like do take their foot off the gas a little bit in that later part of this series. The all-in composition on Safe Zone as well is questionable here. Of course, we sort of see their comp is fine. They first picked that Angelo. They banned the Nani. Great, that's awesome. But they too heavily index into sharpshooters, which are completely owned by Sprout. And it's the kind of pick that you so rarely see, but these are veterans of the game. Legends, some would say. It depends how nice they're feeling on that day.
This is what a legend looks like.
Yeah, well, you know what? We've got our own brand of legends in Brawl Stars. Nobody else has any like that. And if you'd like to borrow them from us for any stretch of time, you're welcome to. But again, fantastic hedge work there for your boy Sans. I thought it was just really clever, very heads up to go for a overlooked pick. 100 brawlers in the game, and that's the one they settle on.
I really feel like Only Realm in both their semi-final and now also the grand final match pulled up their socks all of a sudden and after set 3 had a phenomenal draft. And this one again, you just mentioned Tribe Gaming didn't have a bad draft, but Only Realm picks up that Leon first. After that, you can't really go anything squishy. You can't go thrower yourself, so you go in 8-bit. 8-bit struggles so hard into that Sprout. We just didn't really see him get out of spawn at all. Diego Gamer had a wonderful game on that Angelo because he brings a little bit of everything. Can jump out of the way if Leon comes too close, can put some pressure onto the Sprout by jumping into him. Diego Gamer was really the key to Tribe Gaming's success, was healed up by the Byron, but in the end, it's just not enough.
Yeah, I felt like the Sprout pick was really smart because, you know, they didn't pick the 8-bit into the Sprout. The Sprout was a really good pick because it's really hard to shoot the shots into the 8-bit. It's just like great drafting on the side of Only Realm. Yeah, I think that they did a really, really good job of seeing through the strategy. Tribe Gaming had some great moments this monthly final. I think we just cannot really look past. I feel like it's going to be tarnished now in a way because of that reverse sweep. But
it should be.
But the fact that we've got now a bit of a mixed match of teams that can really go the distance in this region, I think that's what we wanted to see from a monthly final of March, to really explode the competition out wide.
Yeah, I think there was a question about like what Bobby and Sans were going to do, like how they were going to, because again, there's always the same promise from these guys, like we're going to put, you know, NA back on the map, we're going to reclaim those heights. These guys aren't washed. Like, they're not. Like, obviously, they're still, you know, well within their prime as gamers, but it's nice to see them find like a missing piece of the puzzle in Patchy, someone who was close to like the top and definitely at the top of NA sometimes, but always flopped on the international stage. So I hope for these three now, they do make that Brawl Cup and they can show what this region's capable of.
They definitely have what it takes to play there if they continue on that road. Top 4 last month and now come out as champions. And NA truly delivered today. We had 4 3-2s. So if that doesn't speak for a wide open region, then I don't know what does.
Hey, I got a lot of stick coming today from putting on Twitter that North America is my favorite region.
No,
and
it was
look,
tough.
Hey,
they even tweeted NASA, man. That's rough.
But look, I mean, it's honestly absolutely ridiculous, some of these scorelines.
With 5-3-2s.
So crazy close. And, you know, it's exactly what I was hoping to see from this month, honestly. I don't really care who won at the end of the day, as long as there was just so much more back and forth than we've seen in previous months. And I certainly wanted as well, a different person taking it all at the end. Yeah. Because it just makes that road to Brawl Cup even more exciting in this region.
It's a nightmare, though, for predictors or analysts, because it's going to be impossible now, you know, to know what to expect. We've seen kind of both ends of the spectrum. We've seen the upstart teams that have come into the mix look amazing. Now we've seen, like, those no names just, you know, stamp their authority back on this region. The best part is both ends of that spectrum look really good at Brawl Stars right now. The rookies in NA look great. The veterans look great. So who knows what we're going to end up with as we head to Berlin.
And that was a big question coming into today. Who can dethrone the rookies again? They come into February and immediately claim victory, kind of showing us that a new era is possible. It's not always Tribe Gaming come out on top, and it is not in the end, but it's an old guard, some veterans taking over. I hear that our interview is ready. Hello, Bobby. Welcome to the show. How are you feeling after that win?
Yeah, it was so dark. I noticed that.
I assume you can't hear me yet? It was not dark in here. We have really bright lights above us. Okay, now you can hear me, I guess?
Yep.
Okay, welcome to the show. How are you feeling after that win, and what changed between February and now?
I moved to Texas. I have zero ping. Like, I felt like playing in Canada was a little bit too hard for me. Last year, Luffy moved to Texas, and Tribe had a really good year, and, you know, I was like, if they can do it, I can do it, so... Yeah.
Texas seems to be the key. I see. I wouldn't actually reveal that secret to any other teams. They might just do the same. You have a huge fan base behind you. What can those fans expect from you for the rest of the season?
I mean, our first goal was to make Brawl Cup. I've always felt like you just need consistent practice throughout the year to be the best at the end of the year, and making Brawl Cup would give us in North America like an actual shot to face the other best teams in the world. So just hope we make it there and hope for the best.
And you finally get a really good start into the year. We're super, super happy for you here at the desk. What did you tell each other right before the final set against Tribe?
Well, I just said we got it. Like, it was pretty funny. We were down 0-2 and Patchy was like, not the second time, the first time, Patchy was like, I've never reverse swept in my life. And I was like, okay, I mean, like, now's the time to do it, and we did it twice. So, I mean, we just stayed cool. I kept, you know, reassuring the team, saying we got this, we're good at these maps, and it worked out.
This is absolutely insane. Twice in a row for Patchy here for the very first time in his life. You were top 4 in February, now you're champions. What can the other regions expect from you if you make it to Brawl Cup?
I want to beat Semantic now, because Semantic said he was preying on my downfall. Like, he was saying tonight, like, I'm not rooting for you and all that stuff. So, and he doesn't know the right Ziggy star powers. So, yeah, we're just gonna prey on Semantic's downfall and try and beat them.
I'm gonna write that down, and I hope we get to see Ziggy in a Only Realm versus Humble matchup. Thank you so much for your time, Bobby. Celebrate well.
Thank you.
Bobby.
Really, really nice stuff coming out from NA.
Sí, es que esta gran final entre Tribe Gaming y el Only Realm, este es un match que pues la comunidad había estado esperando muy fuerte. Y pues Tribe Gaming ha sido uno de los equipos más consistentes en la escena competitiva. Y por ejemplo en Brawl Stars se ve muy sólido en las finales mensuales y los qualifiers del circuito.
Competitively has always been about who can adapt quickest and find like their strength. I honestly think the Pierce pick here. It's not global banned against Only Realm in that game, and Bobby just, you know, makes great use of it.
Mientras que el Only Realm está pegando duro. Y pues están llegando a los puestos altos del bracket. Y lo loco es que esta final que estamos viendo ahora puede definir puntos clave para avanzar directo a las etapas superiores del Brawl Stars Cup. Y hasta posicionarse de la cara a cara al World Finals.
Honestly, there's been so many moments for me in this monthly final. It has been really, really rather special. You can see here as well, this is the moment where we saw this really, really clutch finale here on Brawl just surviving on there on 70 HP. Absolutely wild here. This match, it was, oh my goodness me. I mean, this match could have had so many of the replays because it was just absolutely back and forth and just nuts, absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I mean, really, this was obviously pretty crazy as well here. The last second Zeus is looking to turn the series around, and if you remember back, this ended up being, you know, a Zeus Esports victory. They were able to advance here. Kind of sick to see the Trunk game in general. We had maximum gems spawned in this game. The Trunk was picked into the Lily, but Zeph looked so good on that tank. This is where, yeah, really started to feel like Zeus were running away with this series, and they ultimately did do that. So, mad respect to them. I hope to see them next month as well. They've got some really promising up-and-coming players.
I do hope we get to see some of those faces once more. Different meta in every single region. So we also have the most picked brawlers for you here in NA.
Yeah, interesting stuff. I mean, kind of very similar to what we saw in EMEA, to be completely honest, with the Bell thrown in, which I'm really kind of pleased to see, and a really high win rate for that one as well. The Mortis, I mean, that was really, that was a lot from Tribe, wasn't it, thrown in on that front.
Yeah,
but
Zep as well, I guess, yeah.
Didn't see many kind of global bans for Mortis, not as much as we saw in other regions, but Mortis left open, yeah, a lot, really, as well as the Pierce. I'm surprised. But Leon, I'm also a bit surprised was left open as much as he was, but I think no one's surprised me there at a spike in the Bell.
He's not quite global bannable, but he often seems to find his way in his first pick. I do think it's very skill expressive and it's execution dependent. Leon's really powerful right now, but he's not unbeatable.
We saw a lot of Only Realm today. Mio mentioned before, Sans does really not like Crow. And guess who was the most banned brawler in this region?
I'm going to say Crow.
28
bans. Nuts, yeah. That's actually wild.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, the drop-off is quite substantial, isn't it, to 9 bans of Chester. I mean, I think Sans going to be celebrating extra hard today for that.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot to be happy about if you're Sans or a Sans fan. Crow, again, was a trap last month in this region, only winning 1 out of 5 games. Now, though, something's happened, obviously. People are really targeting him and don't want to deal with him in general. That's fine, because he does introduce a level of volatility into the game. And having flat damage reduction on your gadget is actually really hard to play around, so no surprise.
El porcentaje de victorias de Mortis es el más elevado.
For the global bans, and Crow did actually never show up in the global bans compared to other regions where he was banned out the 4th most. We see it here. This is our global ban overall, over all the regions.
Bull, Glowy y Spike
and we see that Crow
estado muy fuertes esta vez.
In NA. On the other side, we have Glowy, never banned out in East Asia, but he was the 2nd most banned brawler across the regions.
Yeah, I think we need to really start to pick the players' brains as to, like, you know, what they think when it comes into their drafting and their bans. Like, you know, how are they making these decisions between what is a global ban and what is going to be the same brawler in every set, no matter what? This is our, like, kind of like religious set bans.
I think you're going to get a lot of difference of opinion about how teams are making use of the global ban feature. It could also depend on whether they're being coached by a human or by vibes.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get some insights from the players later on if you just global ban the best brawlers or just the ones that your team doesn't really like Tribe Gaming really hates that Rofs. They don't want to play against a broken open map, it seems. But yeah, super interesting. I think that's one of the most interesting stats we are seeing after March, because this was the very first time we actually had global bans in the BSC implemented. This is the leaderboard for NA. Those top 2 teams are for now locked in for the Brawl Cup. I think some things can still shift. You have 1 more month to go.
Yeah, this is honestly really quite wild. Tribe Gaming just outside of things, which is going to make going into the April monthly finals just even more exciting. STMN dropping down to just 96 points really as a result of not qualifying for this month. Now their prospects looking ahead to Brawl Cup really quite in jeopardy.
Yeah, you need a complete fall off a cliff from those top 2 teams in NA, I think, for there to be any sort of change up in the order of things. Tribe are looking in. They take a win here and maybe one of those top teams fall out in the quarterfinals or don't qualify, God forbid, then yeah, things change. So no one is safe and nothing is granted. Everything will have to be earned in April.
And you know that I had a tiny little wish. I wanted to see a different winner
Did she have a
every
wish?
I did.
I'm not so
region
sure. Having a wish.
this month, and my wish got actually fulfilled. In February, we had Zeta, Foot, Eternal, and Team Electros taking the title. Now in March, we have Crazy Raccoon, Humble, New Heights Gaming, and Only Realm.
Are they all different teams? There's no...
No, it looks like there's no... Yeah, it looks like...
No, really? So every single region had a different team that won?
I think
Sí, vimos que equipos como el Only Realm estaban metidos entre los 8 mejores del breakdown norteamericano. lo que les da experiencia y chance de seguir sumando puntos para escalar en el circuito.
You can choose that. Is that your wish, or do you have a different wish?
I think after that
She's on the spot now,
wants
isn't
me
she?
just to be mute for next month, actually.
Sí, es que eso no es no es cualquier match, porque digamos aquí cada victoria suma puntos importantes para avanzar en los eventos y así dentro del campeonato, incluso en la mira puesta en los World Finals del circuito global.
It's working.
Well, if you want to get political, I hope for no wars.
Okay, sure, that's fine. That's fine.
Just Brawl Stars.
Leave it out in the field in Brawl Stars, guys.
Let's just have some leaders battle it out in Brawl Stars. You know, that would be my wish for next month. Make sure to also get your tickets still. There are some left for Berlin, and all of these teams just are fighting at the moment. Just who will actually go onto that global stage. May 15th and 17th, you get to see your favorite teams live in Berlin if you get those tickets. You, of course, can also watch from home and get some more rewards by voting over at event.brawlstars.com. Thank you so much for tuning in today and over the course of this and last weekend. We're going to see you back in next month.
Así terminó la gran final de Brawl Stars Champions 2026 y fue un match intenso con Tribe Gaming y el Only Run dándolo todo en el mapa. Cada equipo mostró su estrategia, precisión y jugadas increíbles, y esto nos recuerda que Brawl Stars cada punto cuenta en el circuito global. Así que esto es todo por hoy. Nos vemos en la próxima transmisión para seguir de cerca en el torneo y más acción del campeonato. No olviden dejar su like, comentar y seguir el canal si quieren más reacciones en vivo como esta.